Alright, back on VGC. I guess I should pull this up. Desktop. So, I don't know how to pronounce their name on Twitter, but this person wrote this article about this core of Pokemon. I'm going to link it in the description. It's real good stuff. Heavily recommend you read it. Go back to the Switch. And it's called Trap. So Togekiss, Rillaboom, Alolan Marowak. You gotta get the vowel in there, and Porygon. So basically arguing that this is a really strong core of 4 Pokemon. They even go on to say like you could go in Battle Spot with just this 4 Pokemon and like get a pretty good win rate. And just it's how do I put it? It's not like particularly synergistic or anything. It's just these are 4 strong Pokemon right now. And they just kind of, they're not like synergistic like Weather, where it's like, oh, like Venusaur, Torkoal combined together. It's more just like they all cover each other's weaknesses and they're all really good. It's just 4 good Pokemon that you could like really mold a team around, you know, like you pick these 4 Pokemon and then you really like use these 2 last slots for like metagame picks basically, where this will carry like on average most games, and then it's like, oh well, whatever's popular I could counter with my 5th and 6th slot on the team. So yeah, we're copying the core, and then well, how did I fit the last 2? Well, I don't really, how do I put it? I just want to use Pokemon that make sense, play some with the core, and then see what weaknesses I need to patch up. And taking the metagame into account, but it's you can't like blindly counter the meta because you also need to like patch some holes in your 4 Pokemon too. So anyway, there's Marowak and Rillaboom, so naturally a water type makes sense. So I'm going with Gyarados. I just like Gyarados right now, to be honest. And I wanted something else that was good in Trick Room. Like Marowak and Porygon make sense together. Rillaboom's not bad in Trick Room with Grassy Glide, but I've been trying to figure out how to use Amoonguss, and I think this might be a good spot. Double Grass, not super ideal, but it's workable at least. Okay, we need to give this Amoonguss a... I'm going to try Focus Sash. Oh god, I need to sort by name. If I have one. Okay, yeah. I'm going to do Focus Sash, just because like, I want to be able to lead this into Cinderace. But, oh, another reason I like Gyarados is, I like Gyarados as a Pokemon. It's just those electric attacks, you know, are really scary, and Marowak covers that up. I've been trying a lot of Marowak plus Gyarados team. Nice. Yeah, I've been trying a lot of Marowak plus Gyarados teams, and I just haven't found one that works. But to be honest, I haven't been playing Rillaboom as much as I should have. And I just need to get over the fact that, like, sure, certain Pokemon wall Rillaboom, but once you get those out the way, Grassy Glide is so powerful. Like, my biggest thing was, like, Togekiss just kind of, like, quote-unquote hard counters Rillaboom. But that's only one Pokemon, right? Like, if you could deal with the Togekiss, you could deal with a lot of other stuff. Okay, so... Tailwind Lapras. Yeah. What are we gonna do about that? We got Braviary too. Lapras is actually pretty sketchy here. Let's see. I guess Trick Room is just nice this game. Let's try this. Yeah, I didn't consider that with Gyarados and Mungus, the team does kind of get cold to Lapras. It's weird. A lot of my teams have been like very weak to ice specifically, but Lapras is the only ice type really seeing play. And like even the only ice move seeing play too. It's okay. So I could get pretty easy Trick Room up. Not ideal. Yeah, nothing's stopping me from doing this. Curious what the Talonflame does. Talonflame's like not even that bulky, right? Wow, people are really running a bunch of Sharp Beak on it. Yeah. Well, that like hits so hard. Oh wow, it's Life Orb. Okay. I'll give it to my opponent. That was actually a pretty good Max Lightning. Let's see. So I was gonna bring a Mungus, but they were smart and proactive on this Max Lightning. This is actually pretty good. I was thinking if I wanted to set defense drops or set the sun to reduce the max geyser damage, but okay, what do we have here? NDD. Oh, well, that makes the Munga switching way better, because now it could actually spore freely. We just have to play around safety goggles. Okay. Max guard. Whoa. Hey, this game's getting kind of crazy. I suppose I like getting the Sped F boost. Yeah, I like getting the special defense boost. Let's see. Trying to think if that spore is correct. I think it is. Whoa, that just worked. Okay. Not expecting that to just work. Are they really going for a freaking expanding force here? That's pretty cool. I mean, it does a lot of damage. Might be eating a protector? No, okay, straight KOing. They're like pretty spore locked. Cineroar, okay. Let's see. I only have one turn of Shuriken left. I want to set that back up. The Mungus is actually not in a great spot, to be honest. Whoa, they're not even... Whoa, what's going on? Okay. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? So it's just like, do they have taunt or not? And are they gonna try to attack the Mungus? I'm not sure. Maybe a Mungus is the wrong bring in. I mean, I got the spore off, but like... It's not matching up well against these fire types, that's for sure. I hope they're just attacking into it, but... Yeah, they might be smart and just doing that. Whoa, why does that do so much? Oh. That explains a lot. Yeah, dang. I just washed up. Let's see, what could we have done different that game? Honestly, we just shouldn't have swapped out the Mungus. Yeah, that's really what it came down to. We just had to stay put. So this is like the interesting lesson here. We actually weren't that far ahead after we got the Trick Room up. And then, like, even after we got the Spore up, we were ahead, but we weren't so far ahead. And what that boils down to is over time in a game, you have to, like, advance to the end, which is knocking out 4 Pokemon. Let me think of this team preview real quick. Okay, so this seems like another good Trick Room game. Like just on all accords. And unlike the other one, I do think Amoonguss is actually pretty good here. It's good versus Tyranitar, good versus... Yeah. It's actually, like, maybe Rillaboom's the one that we want. Nah, I want to try this again. I was thinking, like, we just max Rillaboom, but... Yeah. So, we did the classic Trick Room setup last game, where we sacrifice a Pokemon, turn 1, get Trick Room up. But this team doesn't have, like, the, like, Bulldoze weakness policy, so, like, if I was playing Dusclops and then brought in my weakness policy Magnezone, my Magnezone just one-shots everything, and then I'll win the game. On the other hand, we just had a Alolan Marowak, which... Alolan Marowak's good, but the reason it's good is that it does... It does, like, comparable damage for no setup, but it... With that said, it still doesn't do... Doesn't quite do the, like, a weakness policy level damage. It does, like... Does like 1 stage boost damage kind of thing, but it requires no setup, so you get to use that other slot to either do more damage and it becomes kind of equal, or you swap it in for a better position, which is what we did. We swapped into Amoonguss. But how do I put this? So we're down to Pokemon, and we get a good Trick Room position. The second swap is what hurt us so much, because we, it basically, like, stalled the Trick Room out, and we didn't do enough damage, and then we were just kind of, like, versus Incineroar, Talonflame, it was able to just gun down all our Pokemon before Trick Room went away. Okay, that sucks. That's really bad. Okay, yeah, that flinch was really bad. So yeah, basically when you, I guess what I'm trying to say is when you swap so much, you end up just falling, like, switching makes you fall a little bit behind, especially against how my opponent played, where they just, like, I'm not going to fake out, I'm not going to do all these different kind of utility moves, I'm just going to attack the whole time. And because we did 2 switches that game, and they just attacked every single time, even with the NDD, they just attacked with it, that's, we weren't able to do enough damage, they were able to do enough damage, and we lost. So that's why we have to keep the Amoonguss in, because, like, even if Amoonguss gets faked out, it could still Rage Powder the next turn. Oh, wait, okay, this is... Okay, I mean, we're just getting flinched, so, like, whatever, right, we lose. That's fine. It happens. So, yeah, last game, his VGC is so hard, honestly, because... I guess I want to do those. Yeah, VGC is so hard because you could get yourself in a good position, but because they're so, like, because there are so few turns in the game, it's like it could still just swing the other way. Like there are only 6 turns in the game, right? Or like a game typically lasts like between 6 to 8 turns, but like what I mean is not the game is over. I mean the game is like decided at turn 6. So like even though a game might last like 9 turns, it's like, oh, turn 6 is it's decided in the sense that it's either outright won for someone or how do I put it? Or it's like even, so then it comes down to like, okay, the last 2 turns is, are you gonna protect correctly or not, or like target correctly, and like make reads. So because it's only 6 turns, it's like you're rarely so far ahead that you could make a bad play for one of those 6 turns and still be okay. Like you actually have to be dominating to be in that position where you can completely misplay a turn and come out ahead, because there's only 6 turns. So like what's 1/6? Yeah, that's just like 16% of the game. Basically 17% of the game is like, when people say they're ahead or they're winning and stuff, they typically use like hyperbole. They're like, oh, I'm crushing, I can't lose, blah blah blah. It's like, you're not so far ahead that you could literally just throw 17% of the game though. It's like when people are saying that, they actually mean they're like, oh, I'm like 10% ahead, and you know, in a game like this, it's like you can, if you play correctly, that 10% ahead will put you like, okay, I'll lock this game up eventually, but it's not to the degree that you could punt a whole turn in those like 6 crucial turns. I view VGC as like 6 crucial turns. And sometimes those 6 crucial turns aren't the first turn. Okay, we're going against another Lapras. This is... Their team's kind of... Mandibuzz... I want to bring the same Mons. Mandibuzz has Tailwind. But maybe this is a good Gyarados game. Sneasel has Fake Out, right? It's not even showing up. I'm pretty sure Sneasel has Fake Out. I like Amoonguss to redirect just because it has the Focus Sash. I like Marowak, and a little scared of the Cinderace, but Rillaboom seems pretty solid against everything else. Well, not against the Mandibuzz, but like Mandibuzz isn't that scary either. Mandibuzz is actually kind of scary because like Foul Play matches up so well against this, but I mean, I guess Togekiss is actually just... I think Togekiss is slightly better. But yeah, that's like, honestly, if you watched my Players Cup game, that's like what happened a lot, is what I was talking about. Is like, I actually put myself in like really good positions, but when I was ahead, I would just constantly throw. Even in like some games I won, I was like the first round, I was like super far ahead in game 3, and then like I threw, but then they missed a Hydro Pump, and then I won. I was like, okay, lucky me. I did not play well during the Players Cup at all. I don't know what this Sneasel is trying to accomplish on me. Oh, I need to change this to Power Whip. I think I caught that. I don't know what Sneasel is trying to do to me. Like, it might just triple axle me or whatever. Sylveon might actually just like max Starfall, and that would not be great either. I like these Sylveons is not really maxing, but like it's actually not a bad max. Okay. Got that. Now what, are you just gonna Hyper Void? Calm Mind. My opponent's not, I never, huh. Interesting. We both set up. I don't know what to do with my Amoonguss. I don't want to swap because it's like probably taking an ice attack anyway. So I think I just Pollen Puff to break a Focus Sash. I don't even know Sneasel's speed. I know it's pretty high, but I don't know if it's like... I know Weevil is 125 base. I don't know how much... I think Sneasel's 115? Yeah, okay. I actually called that pretty well. I like just looked it up too. I don't know what you're trying to do. Foul play. That actually hurts. Is this KO? Okay. I mean, if they're just gonna foul play me, I'm gonna Rage Powder next turn. What do we have here? Lapras. Okay. This is where I really wanted Power Whip. Okay, what do we do with Lapras? I think we just kind of ignore it. We're gonna Rage Powder. They're probably gonna Resonance. And then, oh, interesting. What do you have here? Okay, that's fine. See how much we do to this NDD. Should KO, but it might be... No, Sneasel should be Focus Sash, so... I think this NDD is actually Dobbs. Okay, expected. Is that KO? Yeah. Wow, Lapras is... I always like sleep on Lapras, but then it's only like 90 base, right? The funny thing about Lapras is it actually has the same attack as a special attack. Yeah, it's only 85, but like... It just goes to show Life Orb, really. So you bring in Sneasel, you're gonna fake out my Togekiss, think you're smart, and max Lightning, but this is kind of why Alolan Marowak is strong. So just vibe against max Lightning. Dang, we really want Power Whip. We have to like bounce on the Lapras. It's pretty annoying. Oh, we have Psychic Terrain anyway. The whole fake out Psychic Terrain combo. I've done that a lot. Like, with it on my own team and everything. What we got? Oh, another Resonance, so you don't have Lightning. Or you're just trying to KO Togekiss, I guess. So it does respectable damage. Okay, let's see how we play this. I think we bounce. Detect. So my Marowak's min speed and probably won't outspeed this Lapras, but there is actually a pretty good argument for making it like not a min speed alone Marowak. And it actually starts like outspeeding 60s at starts outspeeding 60 base speed Pokemon at +1. Like there's a few Conkeldurs that do that. That have like, they're adamant and have a bit of speed investment. That should hurt, yeah. Okay, well that was really good. Alright, that was a pretty clean game. Really need Power Whip on Gyarados. Go change that real quick. We'll do one more because that second game was like silly. I mean, I'm kind of glad I was like explaining a concept with that. Because like, if I was just vibing and not explaining anything, the game would be kind of pointless. Like what would I commentate over that second game? I was like, okay, yeah, they flashed me twice, I guess. Power Whip is the thing, yeah. I don't actually think... I think Taunt's actually, like, not bad on that Gyarados, to be honest. But in this team, it's like one of my main maxers. I don't know. It seems like I need to respect Lapras more. Although Gyarados with Power Whip and Dragon Dance actually does decently against Lapras. If it had Moxie, it'd be a lot better because then I could just go on their target. Okay, hopefully we're sub 100 again. No, damn. Yeah, they weren't that high ranked. They're top 1,000, which is like pretty good, but. We got Windows update. Yeah, I've been trying to think of like what to call that concept of like, just like the concept of having to continually like having too many passive turns where you don't deal damage actually puts you behind. Like I actually, it's like not really one of my strong suits, honestly. Like I have to catch myself, like I protect swap too much, and while protect swap feels nice and safe, if you're evenly matched with your opponent, you actually just put yourself in a worse spot than what you were before, even if you like theoretically position better. Like if you swap the position completely, that they have to like double swap or whatever, like sure, it kind of makes sense, but like generally speaking, it's a lot worse than what it seems, because it's not like singles where like you're just constantly swapping. It's like there's always the partner, and even if you theoretically counter something, like 2 Pokemon dealing damage is just gonna punish a swap. We've got a little rock team going on, a little Moongus, Terrakion, some beat up stuff, also a Gyarados. Let's see. Definitely not a Trick Room game. Seems like a Gyarados game. Do I like Terrakion or Moongus more? I think I like the Moongus. I mean, I want both redirectors. I try this. We're gonna get a Rillaboom game in. It's actually turn 1 maxing Rillaboom's not even bad, if I'm gonna be honest. I have to lead with a redirection though. I'm gonna try this. I just wanna. This is bad against Gyarados lead, so I should have did Togekiss Rillaboom if I was gonna do this, because if they lead Gyarados, I'm like in not a great spot. Although I have Focus Sash, so like depending on what they do, I could Spore. Okay. This isn't good for Rillaboom either. On the other hand, I could kind of do this, right? Because with Double Grass, they can't Spore me either, so their Amoonguss isn't that useful. Could have also switched into Gyarados right here. That would have been a pretty good swap. But, let's see. See what happens. Okay. Are you gonna Sludge Bomb me? Yeah. Yeah, that hurt. That sucked. That sucks. Let's see. So we're gonna do one of these numbers. Going into Gyarados. We're gonna knock this off. Oh my god. They were trying to hard read into something, huh? Oh man. That was crazy. What are you doing? Okay. Gotta go here. Rillaboom. I could knock off Incineroar. I don't hate just being the knockoff police, honestly. It's pretty good against their defensive mons. I'm growing an appreciation for knockoff. Damn. Moxie would be so good here. If it was Moxie, I think I'd like kind of instantly win. But sometimes Moxie is also overkill. So I just took off a berry, right? Oh, it took off the AV. Interesting. So that would be really good for my Togekiss. That's also good to know that they don't have a parting shot. Because I was actually worried. I'm like, honestly, if they just parting shot Gyarados here, like wake up parting shot, I'm not in a good spot. Wake up, Flare Blitz, U-turn. I'll probably KO anyway. Barely. I guess I could just glide into something, but they get to U-turn and rebuy Intimidate. We're kind of fast now. Are you gonna fake out my Rillaboom? I kind of want to glide into it. I feel like a glide plus a Max Geyser will KO the instant. Okay. So our Gyarados is -2, not ideal. Oh, that still did a lot of damage. I don't want a Max Guard here. But I kind of don't think that's a great idea either. I need to like get out the habit of like Max Guarding as much. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I really am. Guess it depends how much the Togekiss does. Okay. So, yeah, and Amoonguss should be able to clean up. Let's see. Max Guard there would have been really strong, but it's like, again, I feel fine, and it really depends on that, yeah. What happens if you Rage Powder and follow me? I guess a Max Phantasm into this, and then a Rock Slide is actually pretty spooky. Guess we'll just have to see how much the Rock Slide does. Damn, I thought Amoonguss would be... Oh, crit. I was like, does that really bring you down? And the Rock Slide probably does anyway. Huh. Rockslide could miss. Doesn't. Togekiss is super dead. Basically. Let's see. Imagine their Terrakion's Focus Sash. Yep. Dang it. Huh. Let's see. So I think our issue there was like... Oh, our notes too. I think Rillaboom knocking off the Incineroar just didn't do anything. We kind of wasted a Rillaboom there, to be honest. Like, if we would have swapped into Togekiss at that point, we would have been in such a better position. Oh, I actually don't want to continue battling. So yeah, if we swap into Togekiss there, we're gonna have two threatening Pokemon with the like Dazzling Gleam, which matches up very well against the remaining three Pokemon, even though we didn't really know the back. Just looking back at their team in general kind of tells us that, and then we have a Gyarados, but like, yeah, our Rillaboom kind of didn't do anything. And basically, like, if it was in the back and could come in and just like Grassy Glide the Terrakion, that's like what we needed exactly, but we weren't able to do that. So yeah, I don't know if Gyarados and Amoonguss are correct, but I do like the core. It just like makes sense. It's like, I don't know, they just all cover each other. Like Marowak and Porygon 2 cover each other with like the fighting resist and immunity. Lightning Rod to catch Togekiss is nice. Togekiss is just great. Rillaboom and Marowak cover a lot of each other. So yeah, I just want to kind of find what makes sense here over time. Like, I'm not in a rush for tournaments really, so like I just kind of want to experiment and try a lot of different things. So other things I was thinking about was Corviknight and Azumarill. Actually, like, Azumarill would fit well in like a Trick Room mode and completes the Fire, Water, Grass, and I don't think both. I'm thinking one or the other as like a sweeper. Corviknight's just good at setting up right now. But so one thing I am thinking about is like I could do both and then make Togekiss this a bold support set. So like a super bulky defensive Togekiss. I actually think that's an option. And then I could do something like Corviknight plus Azumarill or something. Oh, this is interesting. So, Gyarados is using Life Orb, and every time I've tried Azumarill, I haven't been able to like give it a Life Orb, but I do need to try Life Orb Azumarill specifically, and this might be a really good team to do that for. I think once Azumarill gets the Life Orb, you could just Dynamax it and go to town. So that's cool. I need to look into that, actually. Life Orb Azumarill is something I've been wanting to try, but because I've been like hard stuck on Venusaur for like what feels like a month, I guess, is my Life Orb has always been tied up, but I'm finally free from the Venusaur shackles. So now I get to try all these different Life Orb Pokemon. Okay, well, this is a bit on the longer end because 4 battles and I was explaining a lot, but hope y'all, you know, if you're not sure what team to build, I definitely recommend use these 4 Pokemon and then just find 2 Pokemon to slot in. I think that's actually like one of the I think this is a better approach to team building. Like I think starting from scratch is both intimidating and you have to spend so much time, and like if you really, it's like the rewards really high because like sometimes you find something no one else has, but like most of the time it doesn't lead to anything, which is fine. That's like what experimenting is all about. But like starting from a base and then like finding like two Pokemon just to like fit right in, you get to spend so much more time on like perfecting it as opposed to like when you start from scratch. You're like the end product of like bringing a team that you built from scratch to a tournament is like really your team's only like 80% there. But if you start from a core and then fill in the two perfect Pokemon, you have like a nearly optimal team, just because so much of the work is done for you basically. All right, I'm gonna end it there.